Have you ever lost something around your house and despite searching everywhere for it, it's just gone? What if instead of losing something, you find a duplicate of something you already own? This phenomena challenges what we know about 3D reality. Let's get into it. Hi, welcome back to Wicked Mysterious. Or if this is your first time, welcome. My name is Danny, and I explore all kinds of mysteries from aliens to paranormal stories to unexplained phenomena. You all voted for Glitch in the Matrix as the next topic we cover, and I'm very excited because this is one of my favorite topics. If you would like to support my work, channel memberships are now open, and you get access to a members only Discord and an early release of episodes. And the next one up is the Gate Project Part 2 episode this week. So if you sign up for a membership, you'll get early access to that. Also, if that's not really your jam, I did create a digital guide to seeing auras, and that link is in the description if you're interested in supporting me and my work. So, with all of that out of the way, let's get right to the mystery. My story today comes to us courtesy of my TikTok algorithm. On November 15th, 2023, user Real Life Ghost Stories, that's the username, posted a video about a post she received in her Facebook group. The post is from someone named Laura R., and she wrote, "Deep cleaning my bathroom and find my ring, which would be great if I wasn't already wearing it. It's the same size as mine, and I find it in the place where I always put it when I have a bath. Seriously creeped out as I've only ever had one of these rings, and I've had it for so many years I've lost count. We are living in a simulation, and this is a glitch in the matrix. Parallel universe me wants her ring back." The TikToker who posted the video about this explains that Laura's new, not new ring is exactly the same in almost every aspect, except that ring number two looks slightly more tarnished, and it even has the same damage as the first ring. The first ring, the one she was wearing, has a bend in one of the prongs that holds the diamond in the center. Laura said that she bent this years ago when she got it caught on her sweater. Ring number two has the exact same bend in one of the clasps, but on the other side, almost like the rings were mirror images of each other. Now, this ring looks like an engagement ring. So, lots of people in the comments section were saying that it must have been her husband or her partner, maybe, that lost this ring and tried to replace it, and some sort of mix up happened. But Laura said she doesn't have a partner and has never lost her ring. In fact, she lives alone. And of course, many of the comments said that Occam's razor would tell us the simple answer is that Laura is just lying, and maybe she is. However, Laura did post a video of her wearing both rings. So this is not a Photoshop thing, although people will still find a way to accuse her of lying. But just imagine for a moment if she wasn't lying. Throughout the years, I personally have lost things never to be seen again, but I can't think of a time where something just appeared. In high school, I lost a Ninja Turtle shirt, but I figured I left it at a friend's house or maybe someone stole it. And more recently, just a couple years ago, I was using a drill and I put it away quickly because I had a guest coming over, and I've never seen the drill again. I looked in every single closet, every single place where I could have possibly put it, and it's just gone. The weird thing is, I know what room I was in when I put it away, and I can't find it. It's just gone. And a slightly related story, some of you may know I used to go to a weekly mediumship circle. One time I was partnered with a psychic who said that my grandmother was coming through and mentioned a heart necklace. I actually do have a heart shaped locket from my grandmother. It was given to her as a gift from my grandfather, and it has my grandfather's name engraved in the back. So I was telling the psychic that was reading me that many years ago, my mom asked me if she could have the locket, and I gave it to her, only to find the locket appear again on my necklace tree. Mary Rose Barrington, an investigator at the Society for Psychical Research, has investigated this phenomenon called JOTT, JOTT, phenomena of spatial discontinuities. These are normally attributed to false perceptions, incorrect memories, and observational failures. Her research has indicated that maybe this phenomenon has other causes. JOTT stands for just one of those things, meaning it inexplicably just happens to some people. She theorizes 6 different types of spatial discontinuities. The first one is called the comeback. This is something known to have been in a location, disappears, and then reappears later in the exact place that it was left. The walkabout. This is when something known to have been in a location disappears and then reappears in a different location. The flyaway. This is when something disappears from a location and to date has never been seen again, like my drill or my Ninja Turtle shirt. The turn up. And this one I had to quote directly from the website because the wording was a little difficult. So it says, an article known to the finder, but from an uncertain location, is found in a location where it is known to have not been before it was found. So the example it gives was a woman mislays her reading glasses while she and her husband are renting an apartment in an old house. On vacating the property, she urges him to dust the top of an exceptionally tall wardrobe, which requires a stepladder. The glasses are found there. A perfect example of this comes to us from a TikTok comment on that same video from user AKT1867. They write, my son lost a Nintendo DS game on holiday. We came home and it was in the middle of the floor in his bedroom. He was playing the game on holiday. The next type of jot is called a windfall. This is when an object with an unknown origin appears inexplicably. This one seems more luck related. So, this would be like hiking in the woods and having your hiking pole break and then looking down and finding another hiking pole in the exact height you need. One time, this happened to me when I was a kid. I was on a walk with my dad, and there was a sign that said bike Xing. And I said, Dad, what does bike Xing mean? And he said, it's bike crossing. And when he motioned with his hand to the woods, there was a bike right next to the sign in the woods, and somebody had just dumped it there. There's also the trade in. Something disappears from a known location and something similar appears in its place at or next to the same location. And this researcher, Mary, also has something she calls an odd jot, which is when something really weird happens to an object, but there's no disappearance or reappearance involved. So the example given was putting a duvet cover in the dryer unzipped and then having it come out of the dryer completely inside out and zip shut. From sciencyclopedia.com, it says, quote, Barrington's theory of JOTT assumes a collective mind that embraces all participants in a telepathic network, as suggested by field research and experimental studies in telepathy and other psi phenomena, end quote. Errors in actualization, that is JOTT, or what you see in front of you, occur mostly when the participants' telepathic receptors are fatigued or disordered by the intrusion of telepathic material from the network. So it's an idea that there is a matrix and we're tapped into it, and that like your frequency must get blocked or disturbed or distorted somehow, and it prevents the item from actually appearing in your reality. Sometimes a participant's unconscious mind seems motivated to trigger the jot. Though the hallmark of a jottle is displacement, nothing moves. The article fails to materialize in the presence of the person who lost it and is re actualized by the finder. Someone on Reddit also pointed out that this happens to them when they're ignoring their higher mind. They said that they believe jots occur to get their attention when they're not addressing a problem that needs resolving. There are a few other theories floating around out there. One is quantum mechanics or the multiverse theory. Some people think that jots could be explained by brief shifts between parallel timelines or alternate realities. There's also the stone tape theory, which is usually applied to things like hauntings, but this suggests that environments record energy. Is it possible that this could cause objects and moments to replay or duplicate themselves completely? Or maybe it's psi phenomena, some kind of PK, psychokinesis, or unconscious manifestation. This is the possibility that the unconscious mind can manifest or dematerialize objects, like we talked about, especially during moments of emotional intensity or disassociation. But my absolute favorite theory, though, is this: what if someone or something from a higher dimension, say the fourth or fifth or higher, could just come down and take our stuff? So imagine a cell on a slide. That cell has no idea that we're looking down on it using a microscope. You, the 3D observer, can touch the slide, you can drop dye on it, or even remove a single cell with a tiny little tool. And the cell on the slide would have no concept of how or why this is happening. To them, the change is just sudden and unexplainable. From outside their little reality, even if you could communicate with them directly, they would have no frame of reference for what 3D reality could possibly even be like. Is it possible that this could happen to us as 3D beings? I want to know what your weird missing or reappearing object stories are. So leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a mystery. Don't forget that channel memberships are now open. So if you are interested in signing up, there should be a join button below this video, or check out my website for other ways to support me. So stay curious, stay mysterious, and have a great day.